What if your great-great-grandmother's dog was still alive today, wagging its tail and remembering every single family story from the last 2 centuries? The results would be absolutely mind-blowing, double quotes. Picture this. You walk into your family home, and there's Buddy, the same golden retriever your great-grandmother got as a puppy in 1825. He has watched your entire family tree grow, witnessed the invention of the telephone, automobiles, television, smartphones. And now he's watching you scroll through TikTok with the same confused head tilt he gave your ancestor when they first lit a gas lamp. This ancient dog has lived through 15 different human generations, remembers when your great-great-great-uncle was a troublemaking kid, and probably knows more about your family history than anyone alive. Sounds incredible, right? But the implications of immortal dogs would create the most fascinating transformation of human society you could ever imagine. Because when man's best friend becomes man's eternal companion, everything changes in the most wonderfully chaotic ways possible. Let's start with the most amazing part. These dogs would literally become living, breathing family-ins. Imagine sitting down with a 150-year Labrador who personally knew your great-great-grandfather and can somehow communicate the family stories that were lost to time. These dogs would remember every family tradition, every holiday celebration, every birthday party, every wedding, every moment of joy spanning multiple centuries. They'd become the ultimate family historians, carrying genetic memories and emotional connections that no human could match. But here's where it gets hilariously complicated. Dogs would start developing very strong opinions about family decisions, based on centuries of observation. Picture a 200-year-old German Shepherd who has watched 12 generations of terrible relationship choices and now gives disapproving looks every time someone brings home a new partner. The dog sits in the corner, literally thinking, "Oh great, here we go again." This is exactly what great-great-great-grandpa did in 1847. These ancient dogs would become unwitting family therapists, having observed every possible family dynamic, fight, reconciliation, and celebration. They'd probably develop supernatural abilities to predict family drama before it happens, simply because they've seen the same patterns repeat for 2 centuries. Wedding planning would become hilarious as 200-year-old dogs remember every single family wedding, and probably have very strong opinions about decorations, music choices, and guest lists, based on decades of previous celebrations they've attended. Now here's where things get absolutely fascinating from a scientific perspective. Dogs that live 200 years would become the most studied animals in human history, leading to incredible breakthroughs in longevity research, animal psychology, and interspecies communication. Scientists would discover that these ancient dogs develop incredibly sophisticated memory systems, essentially becoming 4-legged databases of human behavioral patterns. Research facilities would probably establish canine universities, where 100-plus-year-old dogs teach younger dogs about human behavior, creating the first documented case of animal-to-animal cultural transmission spanning centuries. The economic implications would be revolutionary in the most unexpected ways. Instead of a pet industry, we'd develop a companion partnership economy. Families would invest in 200-year education plans for their dogs, including advanced training, language development, and even specialized careers. Imagine dogs becoming professional mediators for family disputes, having personally witnessed similar conflicts for decades and knowing exactly which solutions worked best. Or dogs specializing in child psychology, having raised multiple generations of the same family and understanding exactly how to handle each family's unique parenting challenges. The insurance industry would transform completely, but in fascinating ways. Instead of pet insurance, we'd have generational companion contracts where families pass down dog care responsibilities like valuable inheritance, complete with trust funds and educational provisions for their centuries-old family members. These dogs would probably become valuable enough that families would include them in wills, creating an entirely new legal category: immortal companion estate planning. Here's where the scenario becomes absolutely mind-blowing. Dogs exposed to 200 years of human language, technology, and social interaction would likely develop cognitive abilities we've never seen in any animal species. These ancient dogs would essentially become bilingual, understanding not just human language but developing their own complex communication systems to pass knowledge between dog generations. Imagine a 150-year-old border collie teaching a puppy about the family's history, behavioral patterns, and optimal strategies for getting extra treats. The most incredible development would be their relationship with technology. Dogs that have watched humans evolve from horse-drawn carriages to smartphones would probably develop an intuitive understanding of technological progress. They might even learn to use simple digital devices, becoming the first non-human species to actively participate in technological advancement. But here is the most heartwarming aspect. These dogs would become bridges between human generations that normally relate to each other. Imagine a teenager having relationship problems and talking to the family dog who personally knew their great-grandmother as a teenager and can somehow convey that exact same struggles happened in 1923, 1954, and 1987. These dogs would become living proof that love, loyalty, and family bonds transcend time periods, helping humans understand that their problems are unique and that families have been figuring things out for centuries with the help of their faithful companions. The cultural impact would be profound. Dogs would become symbols of continuity and wisdom, helping human families stay connected to their roots while adapting to rapidly changing modern life. But here's the twist that changes everything. After about 75 years of studying these immortal dogs, scientists would make an incredible discovery. These ancient canines would just be living longer. They'd be actively contributing to human evolution and social development. Research would reveal that families with 200-year-old dogs show dramatically improved emotional intelligence, conflict resolution skills, and psychological stability across generations. The dogs would essentially be training humans to be better humans, using centuries of observation to guide family behavior in positive directions. The most amazing revelation would be that these dogs start developing predictive abilities based on pattern recognition, spanning multiple human lifetimes. They'd begin preventing family crises by intervening before problems escalate, essentially becoming four-legged family guardians with supernatural intuition. But the ultimate discovery would be even more incredible. The presence of immortal dogs would actually increase human empathy and long-term thinking. Knowing that their decisions would be witnessed and remembered for centuries would make humans more thoughtful, kind, and responsible. We would just have immortal dogs. We'd have accidentally created the most effective family therapy system in human history, delivered by the species that already loves us unconditionally. So, the next time you look at your dog and wish they could live forever, remember this. Maybe the magic isn't in the length of their lives, but in how much love they pack into the time we have together. But imagine how incredible it would be to have a furry family member who could tell your great-great-grandchildren stories about you. The greatest gift might not be immortal dogs, but dogs that make us want to live lives worth remembering for centuries. If the idea of 200-year-old family historian dogs fascinated you, wait until you discover what would happen if cats could understand and speak every human language perfectly. Think wise old dogs would be impressive. Multilingual cats would probably take over the world through sheer intellectual superiority and sarcastic commentary. Click the video appearing now to explore how linguistic felines could revolutionize interspecies communication. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we're exploring the scenarios that make you go, wait, that would actually be amazing. See you in the next mind-bending possibility.